So we're going to continue with our no prep D&D that Reece has been working not hard at all for, because it's no prep. There's been no prep this week.
You got it.
But he will be working. I'll hand it over to you, Reece.
Welcome back to No Prep D&D. It is episode thrice. And recently there's been a whole lot going on in the floating city of Aileron. Our pair of heroes, Kuolai and Shandor, under task by the council to figure out what's up. And last time there was some events that occurred. Reagan, do you want to start with something that occurred last session?
Yeah, we rushed off and there was like a pile of salt with some legs sticking out, and everybody was like around it, oohing and ahhing, and the little kid, 14-year-old by the name of Dupin.
You got it?
Dupin?
Yeah.
He, Dupin, there we go. He just ran, so we caught up to him, and my character Kuolai, a Goliath artificer, grabbed him, turned him upside down, and was trying to terrify him into telling us what was going on. He just started crying like a little baby. But we got information out of him. He worked for Ninor, a chemist. Yeah. Who demands respect by the sounds of things. He wasn't too happy when he was questioned and had his table slammed down on. There we go. That was his chemist building. The Chemist Warehouse.
Chemist Warehouse. And this is the inside.
Mm-hmm. Shannon, do you want to... Is there more?
We met Ninor because Canfa had been turned into chicken salt, and then
Canfa, that's right.
We had some sort of... We were trying to get him to admit, I think, that what had turned him into salt was something he had sold. Is that right? That's what I thought would have happened. But he denied it. And then when we tried to push him, he said, roll initiative. And
Son
then
of a bitch.
we had to fight him.
And his group
And
of
I took
chemists.
a lot of damage. What's that?
We had to kill his chemists as well.
Yes.
Yep. His warehouse manual laborers.
That's right.
Retail. Well,
yeah.
And your robot, your artificer's robot, did massive damage.
Yeah,
on the guy.
yeah. He kept
Shot his leg off.
That's right. We got really... There was a conversation about like legs and ankles or whatever not working or something. And then we just kind of got violent on everyone's legs.
You got it. Everyone underestimates the old detonation of the ankle.
Yeah. Oh, and
I'm down to 8 hit points.
And wasn't there like a dude that we just rendered unconscious? And
Tied him up.
we finished it. We finished off with Kuolai like using some of his
Tinker's tools,
artificers like Tinker's tools, to infuse the tongue and mouth area of this guy with the stench of shit.
What is it with Goliaths?
I don't know.
a little bit of Goliath.
They go a little bit to the limit, don't they?
Yeah.
And we got 40 gold coins.
Oh, that's right. And then the police officer
in his office. You found the coins in his office.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff.
And there was just heaps of stuff. But we wouldn't have been able... And some of it smelt like the smell that was at the... like the powdery stuff. Chicken salt, yeah.
Yeah. And the last few moments was when the scene of devastation, which is Nino's death and his other cronies dead. There's body parts and blood flying everywhere, and a smelly mouth hole of one of the workers. And who should open the door? Constable Alan. There he is.
Just want to remember as well, if this was right. The smell, or the salt or something, is similar to the salt we found at the original house that had like the portal or whatever had been in it.
Yeah, so there's a few different substances around. As soon as you entered the Chemist Warehouse, he brought out some alchemist's alkali, and he put his finger in it, and he's like, look, it's safe, it's fine. It's all good. So that smell definitely exists in the warehouse that you're in. In episode 1, when you entered the area in the sort of the low decile part of town, there was a powder that wasn't affected by the rift deleting reality
that's right.
around
It stayed. That's right.
It stayed there. And Cool Guy touched it, and he was
got burnt.
sort of got burnt by it. So the container of whatever that was holding it in, that got deleted from existence, but that substance remained.
And somehow someone was turned into a spawn, like a wobbly riftborn.
Yep, you got it.
But how?
Yeah, so there's a few missing links in there. There's plenty of smells and chemicals inside the warehouse that you're in.
Good.
There's a bunch of blood, and there's some residue from Nino's final death toxin clap that he killed himself with and damaged a bunch of other people as well. Cool Guy whipping on Wall of Stone face in just the last second before that landed, which was very good or annoying, depending upon how you look at it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so with that, the door creaking open of the warehouse and Alan poking his constabulary nose in, he looks aghast at the scene of devastation in front of him. A regular sort of retail store that he attends to sometimes is just now filled with dead people. There's chemicals everywhere, and it stinks. Like worse than normal chemical stinks. And he just looks over at the pair of you, and you can see his hands slowly go to the truncheon on his side, and he seems to be just frozen for a moment, awaiting the very reasonable explanation.
Alan, don't worry. Don't need to grab that truncheon. We've solved this. They've been incapacitated. Although they were very dangerous up until now. And I've been badly damaged myself.
And this guy will tell you everything. Once he's awake. Once he wakes up.
Don't get too close to his mouth.
And Kuolai's like chuckling to himself.
Cool. Roll insight, both of you.
Oh. I have a +1.
There is a method to Kuolai's madness with that whole infusing of the smell of shit inside the guy's mouth. There is method to his madness.
Is there?
Insight of 8. Yeah.
Insight. Oh, that's pretty good. An 8 and a 16. Okay. So as you guys are rattling off your very valid explanation of what's going on, Shandor, you notice Alan's other hand go into his pocket, and you see his hand clasp around something, and you can see something come out of his pocket, but it's hidden behind his hand. So there's something in his hand. There's other hands in his holding his truncheon. Guys, like,
pocket
what
billiards.
the shit's going on? Like, this dead it. And he starts to run over to the one that looks mostly alive, who is the guy that's been KO'd.
What do I think he's doing with his hand in his pocket?
You can see him, he's grasping a small object. So something that would have been in his pocket prior to him appearing on the scene. And prior to him moving his hand down, it didn't look out of place, but you know it's now in his hand. Cool Guy's like, oh, there is that Ellen guy.
I think Kuolai's just going to like just drop his tinkerer's tools on the ground. He's just going to like back away slowly. He knows Alan can get pretty aggressive, so he's just going to he doesn't want to start anything this time.
And a reminder from 20 minutes late last week, Reece, Alan doesn't like physical stuff. Disrespect he's all good with.
Oh, right.
So it's just the physical bit that triggers him.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which you characters remember. So Alan rushes over to one of the fallen workers. This is the guy that took a shot to between the legs and got KO'd and stinked, and he was pretty ruined, especially by Roberto. And he starts doing very ineffective CPR. First on the thighs and then on the arms and then on the chest. He's just panicking, and he doesn't have any medical training. And it's about at this time where that stank wafts up into the navel cavity.
Oh, because is he doing mouth to mouth?
He was thinking about it, but
leaning
he thought
in.
better of it. Yeah. And with
Let
this,
him die.
warehouse guy number 3 bursts back into operative status. He's not feeling well at all, and he immediately starts to dry reach and tries to vomit over himself with the smell emanating from his mouth.
Kuolai's like trying to he gets in quickly but gently next to so Alan. He's projecting that he's not coming for Alan. He's coming up to the side, within Alan's view the whole time, just around to the side of this guy, and he gets down and he's like face to face. He's unaffected by the smell. He's just like, if you want that smell to stop, you're gonna have to tell us everything you know. I can make all of this go away. And he just looks over at Alan and just gives him like a little wink, as if to say, I don't think I can get rid of the smell.
Okay, that's
roll intimidation with double advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so double advantage is a new rule.
Oh,
you roll it 3 times, and we choose the best of the 3.
What was it? Intimidation. Okay.
Yeah. Surprisingly, warehouse guy number 3 certainly doesn't like getting the it's not smashed out of him, or waking up to unearthly smells emanating from his very core.
15, 16, and 17.
Yeah, that's
keep going.
Yeah. So with that, he's still struggling to speak with the vomit coming up and down out of his throat, but he points to behind where you are, in the sort of the main area of the warehouse, which was behind Ninor's desk, which was smashed to pieces. And there's all these big vats. They look to be sort of industrial-sized vats for storing very large quantities of something. And there's a series of lids on them. And he's just shaking his finger and just with very intent look on his face, pointing to those particular vats. Alan stands up at this point, and he's sort of counting the bodies, and he's like, guys, this is like way above my pay grade. Like, we're going to have to call the rest of the constabulary, and I don't even shit. And he's start walking towards the door.
It's okay, Alan. All right, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We've just about completed our investigation. This is council business. I'm going to walk over to those vets. What do you reckon, Kuolai?
Yeah. Check him out. Check him out, Shandor.
All right. I'm going to go look in here, look back at the bad mouth guy, bad breath man, and back and forth. And I'm going to lift some lids.
Okay, so Stinkmouth guy is lying on the ground. He's holding his crotch and his mouth in one hand, and he's not moving a muscle other than inventory quivering of his current state. And he watches you move closer to the vats. As you get closer, Shandor, you notice like a large wooden tub lid, which seems to be about 4 inches thick, very heavy, very good at storing whatever it is inside. You can roll strength to see if you can move that by yourself.
Okay. Strength. Is that rolling? Oh, okay. An 11 plus 0.
All right. So you move it, but it takes you longer than it should, and potentially Kuolai can get frustrated at your pace, but you manage to slowly move the lid further and further.
Put your back into it, Shandor.
Roll for spinal
I am
strength.
putting my back.
Oh, wait, no. It's all in the leg. Sorry, not your back. Don't put your back into it.
I'm putting my back into it. You put your ass into it.
And after 11 seconds of coordination between the two of you, you manage to get the whole lid off. And there is a bunch of material covering a bunch of smaller objects underneath. This material looks wet, and it looks like a very large sort of linen blanket, and it's been wrapped up to cover what's underneath it.
I think Kuolai's, while Shandor's looking inside the vat, Kuolai's just got his arm around this guy. What's your name? What's your name, friend? What's your name?
Barrett. Barry Boggingtons.
Barry, I'm sure you've gone through a lot. This will be all over soon, Barry. Trust me. How you doing over there, Shandor? What have you found?
There's some linen in here. Looks like it's wrapped up. I'm just gonna unwrap it.
All right, so Shandor grabs the linen and pulls it open. And as he does so, he witnesses with his eyeballs probably about 195 pounds of human kidneys.
Okay. This is what I thought we'd find. I'm just going to reach in and pull one out. Human kidneys. Wave it towards Ellen.
It slots like a giant baked bean in your hand. At this, Barry's eyes widen even further. I was only in the incoming goods. It wasn't. No, it wasn't me. Like Nino. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. All right. We all know that this is actually the Chemist and Kidney Warehouse by the looks of it now. And I mean, you're obviously going to go down. You're going to have to face the constabulary. And we're going to just leave. Okay? I'm just going to plop this back into the vat. What are in these other vats?
Come on, Barry. What's in these other vats?
Look. Be honest now and it might help you later.
And Kuolai's hand is just on the back of Barry's sort of neck, and he's just kind of like gripping with a massive Goliath hand around the back of his neck.
You can see Barry's very short life expectancy oscillating in his mind. He's like, it's all of the vats, and you can see him point to the other vats around in this warehouse area. I told you voluntarily. I don't put my name in it. Nino, it's all him. But yeah, we've got lungs, we've got hearts, we've got teeth. I hate working with the teeth. They're so yeah, we've got
good
teeth.
Prices.
Well, I don't know much of the bookkeeping side of things. I'm more of a pet, take the thing here, shove it there, clean up the mess. But Nino must have had a pretty potent buyer to get quantities like this. Like, I'm not sure how many people are in Aileron, but
yeah,
these didn't come from Aileron because there wouldn't be any people left in Aileron.
How long does it take to get this amount? Was this coming yesterday? These 190 kidneys?
I've had the past couple of days off, but these have been coming in, over the past 3 or 4 days, just before we left port. So
every 3 days you get like this many kidneys in?
Oh, well, when we're a floating city, you guys remember that. So when we docked at the mountainside, a lot of goods come and go, and it's really hard to get a day off then. But we loaded a lot of stuff. It didn't really bother me when we were loading the barrels. Like, we get a lot of weird stuff and we grind it down. We make I don't know how the chemistry stuff works. But old Douglas, he was talking to Nino and they mentioned human. Like, that must be legal since we're in Aileron. We're above the rest of the cities and their laws. So
look. Don't try and pretend like you thought this was all legal. This is a shady business. Hiding kidneys in vats. You're not advertising this out the front. Kidney for 50 cents or something.
If I were to quickly whip up a sign, would that help?
Too late. Too little, too late. Unless you're 2 for 1. Or...
Yeah.
Kuolai's got a lot of weight on the back of Barry's neck now as he's just hearing Barry talk about like human body parts being harvested by he's like, by you, Barry.
Oh no, like harvesting, no. Moving objects A to B, that's all Barry. So maybe there's files or something where they came from. I don't know. No, he's dead. He's
Human trafficking is cool.
Uh,
It's not
Dugan-
okay to be like,
Dugan is in charge of incoming goods on every other Thursday. You could ask him or Kemfka. He's been on shift the past like 9 days. He's a bit of a favorite of old Nina's.
Canfa.
Yeah, Kemfa. So
Don't we still have Canfa's
Ask him.
leg somewhere around here that we brought?
you totally do.
Yeah. He just
Yeah.
points to the leg that's
surprised.
on the ground somewhere. Canfa! That's Canfa! That's all that's left of Canfa. Shandor, where's that little vial of Artificer's arsehole or whatever it was that the old guy was putting his finger in?
Alchemist's asshole. A little dip in there. Alchemist alkali, was it?
Yeah. Why don't you bring that over? I just want to test something out.
Alchemist's escape as well.
Yeah.
Test it on him. What do you mean?
I just want him to put his finger in it.
Okay. Put your finger in this.
Alchemist alkali? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Barry very obediently held his finger out and will dunk it in with no quims.
Is there any circumstances that you might think that something as simple as this would cause voids in space and time, or would be resistant to those?
He very quickly looks around to see if there's a crowd going to pop out and laugh. He's like, then he sees Cool Guy's muscles flexing, and he's like, look, I'm not the chemist. I'm the mover guy. I don't know the chemisty bits. Like most of us have been here for like 9 months, and there hasn't been death and blood all over the place. So something must have changed recently, like when we went to port. I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm an open book, just like my ruined legs.
Okay, so you think we're supposed to talk to Dugan? Dugan will understand this?
He was on shift every second Thursday, but Camphor was on shift for the past 9 days, like I said, so he would know most. But
Camphor's dead.
If you mean that Foot was him and the rest of him is dead,
yeah.
If I was you, I would office his, the little scrawly business which Nino does. Maybe check his pockets or something. Maybe take it to the council.
Oh, Nino.
Maybe take it to the constabulary. I'm the moving. If you guys want me to move some of these.
Okay, you're the moving guy. Yeah.
Say that you're going away for a long time, though. Alan, this guy's been completely uncooperative, and I think he should just go to jail. Big time.
Alan has taken his breath of fresh air from near the door and turns to face you both again. You can both roll persuasion.
Okay. -2 for persuasion. 12 total.
Total 13.
All right. So you see at this point, Alan, he brings the little object up out of his pocket, and you see as it nears his mouth, it's a whistle. And you've been in Aileron for a number of months. You've heard these whistles occasionally. It's sort of built of brass and more ornate than it should be. And it's a constabulary whistle, which in an emergency situation, any constable can blow, and then all the constables come rushing from the area. And just before it reaches his mouth, he looks at the pair of you. He remembers that you saved his life from the Riftborn in just not so long ago, and he's like, okay. I'm not going to call for backup, but holy shit, you can't keep killing everyone.
Hey, we're not the one killing everyone, Alan. Look at all these vats of dead people.
God, Alan, open your goddamn eyes.
This is
a murder ring.
Graffiti I can deal with, like the old other person who does is theft. I can handle that.
This is theft of organs, Alan. So just look at in each of these vats. I'd say get your friends in here, But before they show up, I don't want to be dealing with the paperwork and stuff. We're going to
Yeah.
find out where to go next. And this is just a bunch of organ thieves.
Look.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys 2 hours, all right? I'm going to take him to the
48.
constabulary. When I come back, you got to be out of here, right? I can't cover your butts. We're going to come back with the cleaning crew. Okay? That's the best I can do. 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever a short rest is. I don't know, 2 or 3 hours.
I am going to start going. Yeah, short. Yeah, give me a short. How about a long rest? I've got 8 hit points. Come on, Alan.
You do look pretty ruined, but I'm not a doctor, and CPR on this guy's thigh didn't help at all. So, how about I take Barry?
Yeah.
You guys do something with your lives. Improve the situation. The council has told you to do the thing. And let's go. And at that, Ellen starts to walk out, and he indicates Barry to also come with him, which he does slowly, and he limps his way.
Alan, let me just make this a little nicer for you. And he picks up his tinkerer's tools and runs over to Barry. He goes, this won't hurt a little bit. And he's like just tinkering away behind the back of Alan, like on the back of his neck, tinkering away with his tools. And slowly that smell starts disappearing from his breath. And there's just a big smile on Kuolai's face, and he slaps Barry on the back of the neck, just like on the back of his back, and it just like echoes out. There's like, I'm a giant pedophile, just booms out of Barry's like the skin on the back of his neck, and Kuolai just like cracks up. Barry, you fucking idiot, and comes back into the room. Shandor. He's got this little spot now. Anything that touches him, it'll just boom that out. But his bad breath's gone.
Fantastic.
His bad breath is,
yeah.
Swings and roundabouts. Really bad bum breath is now Barry's pedophile.
Sure. He's not a good guy, so.
No. Well,
you see a rainbow of emotion flash through Alan's eyes as this event occurs in front of him. But when Cool Guy starts laughing, Alan starts to laugh as well, and pushes Barry up the door with disrespect.
Kicking off that
does the button go off?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, so with that,
I'm going to search the Ninor's pants, which was mentioned by...
Nice.
Yep. Roll investigation. And roll dexterity saving throw.
On a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Got a 5+4 for investigation, and then a 4 for dexterity.
All right. So,
which is sort of high, really.
As you go to Ninor's body, things look pretty messed up, but you're like, okay, dive into the pockets, and you pull out an object. But as you pull that object out, you realize that it had been coated with Ninor's toxin death clap, and you suffer 1 caustic damage to your hand.
God, fucking damn it.
You're able to flick off the residue off your hand, and in 3 minutes, your hand will be able to turn to normal. But until then, it hurts.
Wipe it on his face. This fucking shit. Was there anything in...
You now have Ninor's wallet, which is a leather-bound small bag in your hand.
Okay, let's check out. I'm going to gingerly open it, see if there's any, like, something go off on my face or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so with no trouble at all, you open up the wallet and you see some coins, 20 silver pieces, and you see a piece of parchment with a name on it, with the initials. So you can see like a little, or like a signature, if you will. It looks like this. So you're not quite sure what that represents, but B looks to be part of a name or a contact or something.
Boggins, Barry Boggins.
the mastermind. Oh, this would be so typical, wouldn't it? He walks out with a limp, and it was Barry
Oh
Bonds.
shit! I hope you guys haven't
Oh.
watched The Usual Suspects recently.
A Squiggle B.
Squiggle B.
Kuolai, do you know any Squiggle Bees in the
Barry
city?
Boggins. That's the only one I
That
know.
would be BB.
Unless I can roll history roll for people he's met in this area.
Shandor passes the piece of parchment over to Cooler Guy, and when he moves his thumb, he can see there's a bit more information there.
Oh.
1 times V, 3 times V, 5 times V, 6 times V on the bottom. And what do you want to roll, Cooler Guy?
Just to see if there's anyone else I know in this town that has a B in their name. Just
Okay, roll intelligence.
Like their last name might be a B,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay, almost a 1, but no, it's a 20. Total 20.
Sugar Farms. Okay, so you
Bethan.
know a bunch. Bethan is totally a name that begins with B, which pops straight to Cool Guy's mind. You also are aware that in Aileron, transactions between different companies and so on are often written in a manner where you're describing a set of goods and who it came from, who it's going to, in a manner like that. When you first ventured onto the city of Aileron, you would see a bunch of these parchments swapping places at the dock. 10 shipments of barley, 2 mules here, a parchment of leather. And these were accompanied with a transaction of coins taking different hands and so on. So you can infer from all of that what you've seen there is evidence of a transaction between 2 parties, a symbol with a B, and a whole bunch of V's. And since you got a 20, you can count up the number of V's and then do the addition to be like VATs. It's the same number of total VATs as to what's going on there. Which brings us to a very important roll.
Ooh.
This is a physical roll in reality, which I'm going to do. Oh, I got a 3.
3.
Ooh.
Okay, so for those of you
6?
new on the block, 3 out of 6.
Oh.
For each session, there is a random encounter that may or may not occur based on a roll. So something related to a 3 might happen in the next little while.
Okay.
So over to you guys.
It's the VATs. This is for the VATs. Feeling
Wow.
momentarily smart. Cool.
You are smart.
Put it together.
VATs, of course. And who's the B?
I don't think it's Bethan.
Could
But
be.
it
Though.
might be a company. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Maybe
do you
Dugan's
think?
got...
What should we do? Do you think we could
We're gonna
sell
find this.
these kidneys?
Oh, okay. Entrepreneurship. I like it.
Wonder if they're worth a lot.
They probably are. Kidneys are pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah, don't they make wheeze? And if we could make a lot of wheeze, we could sell that
Yeah, I think they go in
to
pies
make
as well.
fertilizer. Well, I feel like I'm just talking gibberish because I've just been badly damaged and have just burnt my fingers. I'm gonna have a little nap
Yeah, all right.
in the office. Okay, I'm just gonna go lie down in the leather chair
Yeah, I think
just
I
for
might,
an hour.
I think I might do the same.
Okay.
All right. Nice work.
Short rest.
So roll for short rest or recuperation or whatever it is that you want to do. An hour passes and you don't hear any movement inside the Chemist Warehouse, and you're able to just relax, wiggle out that cramp in your muscle, take a deep breath, smell some weird chemicals that you're not used to smelling, and after that hour, you're feeling short-rested.
Excellent.
Cool, perfect. I feel like D&D Beyond doesn't do the health very well,
Doesn't
or is
really
that just
seem
me?
to, does it?
Yeah.
Short rest. What do I got? 1d6 plus 2 twice. So 7 plus 4.
Oh,
11.
which I don't think mine did it. Let's have a look.
I'm back to 18 out of 20,
1d
so that's pretty good.
1d8 plus 2, so let's do a d8. Plus 2, 10. I get all my points back. Nice.
Okay, I'm going to wake up from sleeping under the desk. Whoa. Cool, are you there? Do you have a rest?
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. You're in the office, you awake, and you remember that there's just hundreds of chemicals all around you. There's a stack of papers that you did briefly brush through last time. And you assume that Ellen will arrive in the next hour or so.
I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm looking for.
We've got some clues. We've got more to go on than we did before. So if there's anything else with like a squiggle B on it, that would be
Now you're
helpful.
thinking.
Or a V for vets.
I think the V is VET.
Yeah, I know, but something else that mentions vets from them. You know, we'll see
Okay.
who's dealing with vets, who's delivering vets or something.
All right, well, let's do it. I think that's what the things that we're
Okay.
looking for. Yeah.
Okay. So, are you looking through the papers? Or are you looking through like the vials of chemicals and stuff? Or
Papers, but maybe there's like, I'm going to look in the desk, see if there's some sort of, hidden drawer or something, because they probably have this
And
hidden away.
and Kuolai is going to be going through just as many vials as fast and as haphazardly as he can. With
Just
his
throwing
big-
them all on the
with his
floor one by
oafish-
one.
with his oafish hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool guy,
Sniff.
you can roll investigation
Okay.
and dexterity saving throw. And we'll start there.
Okay. So we've rolled a 6 total for investigation, which was a +1, and 3 + 0 for 3 for the dex save.
Okay. That's interesting. So as that happens, Shandor, you can also roll investigation. Since you've got the B, you know what you're looking for. You've already looked through this desk once before and did find some coins there. You can roll investigation with advantage.
Triple advantage. Here we go.
Just standard advantage.
Quad
5 plus
advantage.
4 and 9 plus 4 for 13.
Okay. All right. So with a 13, you manage to find something in your hand and grasp it, knowing that this is what's going to direct you towards the next part of your quest. Just as Cooler Guy takes a vial, looks at it, doesn't look too interesting, and it drops out of his hand, and it lands on the ground, and it cracks. And as soon as it cracks, there is a thin mist which escapes, and then almost instantly permeates the room. Both of you can roll panic.
What does it smell like?
So it smells like cooking bacon. And almost
nice.
almost with a
Crack
mix
some more of those.
nostalgia that you're like, oh, I can place that smell. It
Uh-oh.
was, what was it going to be?
Uh-oh.
So you can roll wisdom saving
toast.
throw, both of you.
With a -1,
Wisdom.
Yeah.
total of 4.
I've got a +3 for that.
I think Reagan knows what is going on, but
Okay.
Kuolai is loving the smell, and
6 plus 3 for 9.
9. Okay, so
we haven't had breakfast, have we?
No, have you got
Getting,
any eggs?
getting very hungry.
so despite the warning label that wasn't read on the vial, and that really pleasant smell, both of you are quite happy to breathe in a few full lungfuls of this bacon mist. And
Bacon mist.
something starts to happen to your bodies which you're not super familiar with. And over the next few minutes, you notice a change in yourself, but you can't quite pick what it is. And what will happen to both of you is your emotional extremes are pushed further out. So when you're happy, you're really happy. When you're angry, you're super angry. When you're sad, you get that idea. So your emotional wavelength has been amplified. So any emotion that you have, dial it to 10, and that's going to be you guys.
Oh, I'm happy about this bacon.
Period of time.
How about hunger? Is that something that also gets
Emotion?
It's only emotion.
So if you're happy about food, sure, but just bodily functions remain intact.
Gotcha, okay,
You can still think like you normally would, but if it's emotion involved, that would cloud your judgment.
Yeah.
Shandor has a parchment in his hand, which he picked up just at the moment that mist.
Yes, I found it. Look at this. This is fantastic. Oh my god, look at the paper.
And he has a transaction log of the past month, which includes incoming of a lot of VATs. And when he reads up a little bit further in the page, you can see where Ninor purchased heaps of empty VATs. So a month and prior, you go through all the records. There's no mention of VATs or the types of chemicals that they deal with is all more standard. And in the past month, he started to buy in more of these VATs. You can see some of the equipment for moving them around, all the linen that you saw the organs wrapped in. There are some chemicals related to the preservation of organs and stuff, which you can ascertain from that. So in the last month, it's been all on.
Is accounting boredom amplified?
Counting is.
Oh my god, I'm so
good.
bored of these numbers. But look, what this means that he's just in the past month he started buying all this stuff for human organs. So you see anything else that happened in the last month? Any business partners?
You look upon that transaction list and you do see the hireage of a small cabin in the rural part of Aileron, and some food purchases on the same date.
Ooh.
This was 3 weeks ago from today. It was not itemized, but enough food to feed about 4 or so people, you assume, from the coins stated in the margin.
Some sort of meeting, perhaps. Where is this cabin?
So where you have the previous document, ascertaining Aileron and some vague areas where something could be occurring. Out to the very south, we've got a bit of a river, which goes to the very border of Aileron City. And this is a very rural farmland sort of area. And you assume by the name that that's where the cabin is.
What's the
Southern
name?
Hillside Cabins.
Okay, Southern Hillside Cabins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this looks like our only lead. Shall we take it before Alan comes back and tries to ring us a new one?
You are a genius, Shandor! And he's got 2 of these little vials in his hands, and he just smashes them together above his head. This is amazing!
All right.
Smash some more. Smash some more for celebration.
Roll 2 D100s.
D100s?
Yeah, 2 D100s, cool guy.
All right, rolling now. A 94 and a 5.
Did
Both
you get a
extremes.
99?
Total of 99.
You plus 5 onto it? Oh, no, you...
94
you said, and a 5.
Yeah, 94 and a 5.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh,
all right. So, no one knows how, out of the hundreds of different chemicals on the shelf there, Cooler Guy happened to grab these 2, and he claps them and they react with each other. And a little bubble rainbow pops out in front of Kuolai and covers him in soapy little bubbles that disappear as soon as you touch them. And Kuolai can't help but get touched by 94 of them.
Okay.
And each of them replenish 5 lost health.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, that's not so bad.
So
94
if you're not
times 5
correct,
HP.
so if you're not already at max health,
Mm.
you are now at max health. They feel lighter than they should, so you kind of barely touch them. But 94 of them is enough that you can notice something's happening.
Do I get 470 temporary hit points?
No.
Damn it.
But
You do, but then you lose them all by smashing.
yeah, you
Shit,
lose
all
them.
over
You regain that temporary hit points until they pop, which they pop.
All right, yeah.
Ah.
Until 94
so-
shards of glass from the vials fall
Yeah,
on them.
the other vial. Yeah, so you're feeling really good.
Yeah, he's
you've
feeling-
just stepped out of bed. You're bristling with vigor.
Yeah.
That was amazing. What a show!
Ah, this is the best day of my life!
I foresee many wonderful future days as well. Let's kick open this door and leave and catch maybe a barge or something up the river.
And he does exactly. He storms across the room and just like, instead of just kind of like kicking a door open, he just like like he's kicking a ball. Just runs for it, just like boots the door off its hinges and just flies out into the streets.
All right. Yeah,
Jumps
roll.
out. I'm a massive pedophile. Just focus. Oh no, that one went off. Go back to them.
Yeah. And with that bubble mixture and your emotions flying, that's exactly what happens to the door. It launches straight off the hinges despite its size, launches narrowly past 2 commercial district residents and shatters into pieces. And you
Good day.
victoriously leave the Chemist Warehouse. All right. So do you want to make your way directly to the southern hillside cabins?
Southern Hillside Cabin
What-
Incorporated.
Yeah, when is the next mooring at the mountain? You said it's every second Thursday. How soon is the next one?
Every second Thursday is when Dugan works, and the Aileron City docks like once a quarter. So essentially, it goes to the mountainside docks. They swap a whole bunch of goods, and then it goes around for a year, kind of 4. So it's going to be quite a period of time before it docks again. And you remember the council imploring upon you around the Riftborn, otherwise many people die and blah, blah, blah. And you would expect something would happen prior to that next docking time frame. So you don't have years before this impending doom is happening.
Right.
That's the gist that you get from their
So what does
their
Dugan
message.
do every fortnight?
That's when he works to bring in the goods into the Chemist Warehouse.
Into the Chemist Warehouse. Right.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So you walk through the commercial district and make good pace through the town of Aileron City. You make your way through the sort of the residential and poorer part of Aileron until you sort of start to leave the city behind you, and the houses are now more sporadically spread out until it comes to farmland. And from your position on the edge of the city, you can see the occasional dotted house here and there. So there are neighbors that are far enough apart that you'd have to walk for a distance and then shout before you could hear the next neighbor. You can see some hills in the far distance, and you can see the sharp cut in the horizon as you see the border of the Aileron City itself. So if you were to travel to the very extreme of the floating city, which looks more or less like a big circle from above, you would reach the edge of ground and be able to peer down to Faerun beneath you. So that's sort of a good distance ahead of you, but you can now see that as opposed to being in the city where that's not even visible. So in front of you are sporadic sort of farmhouses.
Is it like mountains, or are there hills, or is there forests and stuff? Is it very big?
Yeah, the land area is quite large. There are some hills, but not mountains as you'd see on the ground. So there's the land goes up and down, but the scale of the terrain going up and down is relatively minor. There are trees and rivers and all the sort of normal terrain features you'd see, but not super high mountains with snow. So just smaller hills.
Kind of like rolling fields and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
You got it.
Windows XP.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah.
How far? How long have we been traveling? Like, are the effects of the stuff worn off? Are we still heightened? What's the?
Yeah. So at the moment, you're at the edge of the city, and it's taken you about an hour to traverse from the commercial district through the residential, through the areas to sort of the borders of the farmland. And it's probably going to take you another couple of hours, depending upon where in the distance that you want to go to these different houses. So you would assume, you don't know how long the thing is going to last, but the magnitude of your emotionary scale has dropped back a bit. So you were at 10, you're at like an 8 now.
Okay, so I think Kuolai's been just like high-fiving. Hey, mate, high five! Everybody that's like going past him, and he's slowly just now it's like every second or third guy. It's just like that. Oh yeah, high five! Just it kind of peaks and troughs. But he's still pretty stoked. Do we have any sort of did that document sort of give you any information about which cabin?
All right, so this is what you're looking out over. You can see the flat horizon where the terrain just drops, and there's a sort of few sort of rolling hills. You can see the river, and this river just goes to the edge of the terrain and just falls off into nowhere land.
Cool.
And there's a few sort of smaller houses around. And you haven't been in this part of Aileron before. It's quite a remote area. You know that it's called Southern Hillside Cabins, and you can see a few which could match that description. Some that wouldn't. So this guy here is in the plains. You'd assume not, maybe perhaps not. This guy and this guy could totally fit the bill for Southern Hillside Cabins. It's quite a distance from you, so you're not able to determine like number of bedrooms or anything from this distance, but you've got a couple of options.
Well, looks like a nice place. Kuolai.
Kind of reminds me of home.
Does it? You come from cabin farms.
Yeah, my dad was a cabin maker.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't live in a cabin, but he made them. It just reminds me of him working.
His work never coming busy working.
Yeah.
On his cabins. What did you live in then? If not a cabin.
We know how it's like what do they say about like a cobbler's son having the worst shoes. So yeah, our place sucked.
You lived in a shoe.
Might as well have been. Smelt like one.
Well, what do you say? Left house, left cabin.
He just starts crying.
Oh, we live in a shoe. I realise now. It was a shoe.
His emotion's so high. He's just
Giant shoe.
Hill Giant's shoe was so embarrassing.
I didn't know what to do. So, well, Kuolai, here's a sad story. But should we go to the left or the right cabin?
He points to the one on the...
You know a cabin, if anyone does.
Yeah. I tell you, yeah. He's picking up his excitement again. You know what I do? I bloody love cabins. It reminds me of Dad, and Dad is such a great guy.
Come...
I say the left one. Let's go to the left. I love the left.
All right.
Okay.
So as you're
looking
at
as
it,
a right wing fucking maniac sometimes.
This
Okay.
one?
Oh,
like closest to the river.
that's
Furthest
the
from
right
river?
one.
Yeah, the one on the left.
Although,
Oh, is it flipped?
I don't know.
The one on the closest to the side of the page.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we go that one.
That's my left, so we'll see how that goes.
That's your left. Nice. Okay, so
Stage left.
You march your way through these fields. There's a bunch of grass. There's small daffodils and wildflowers. There's an occasional tree. Off in the distance, you can see a herd of sheep-like creatures and a couple of farmers, tending to their crops. There's no one really around where you are at the moment, and you can make good pace through the countryside, and you make it to the cabin. As you are approaching the cabin, you're very close to sort of the front door, sort of maybe 60 feet away. You feel like a big burp appear out of your lungs, and with that, the last of your emotional spectrum increase leaves your body, and you return to yourselves. So in front of you now, you can see a wooden cabin. It looks to have been there for many, many years. You perhaps even wonder if it's been there. Oh, look at that! Before even Aileron left the land of Faerun. It's made of a bunch of heavy logs.
Be down there, did it?
It's now canon, so yes. Yes, it did.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And it's only within recent cabin time.
Yeah, this cabin looks very, very old.
Lockwood.
Yeah, it is actually Lockwood. And when you walk around, you'd imagine inside it for it to creak, and you can't sneak around and have snacks at midnight in there, no matter how hard you try.
Oh, no. I start to cry, even though that's gone. I burped it out.
Yeah. All right. So you see the cabin. It's now 30 feet in front of you. You can see the HD of the logs snap into your vision.
Oh, it's changed. It's LOD.
Yeah,
It's like
correct.
more textures pop in. Oh,
You got it.
well, we made it, but I am starving and my feet are sore. How about you? I suppose you're used to it. Okay.
How about you, Robert? People pop up. I am fine. Oh yeah, okay. Nothing really gets him down.
Would have run out of juice by the time
This guy, he runs on emotions, and we've been pretty high on those.
Oh, you've been feeding him. You know what? Robert, I'm happy to have you with us. You've been so helpful
People
with your punching.
beep. Thank you.
Okay, well,
As you get a little bit
it's
closer
my unconditional love.
to the cabin, you see there's a water trough and a drying rack where you can see some fish bodies just lying in the
Fish
sun there.
bodies. Okay.
Yeah, or fish. I could have said fish.
Fish legs. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
the
you got it.
torso.
Just fish torso. I suppose it could just be fish heads. Oh, okay, but this is far away from the river, but not that far.
Not too far.
Yeah.
Should we knock on the door? Hey, and remember, Robert, we've got to be polite. And these people may have nothing to do with this organ conspiracy and how that relates to portals.
People.
All right, you knock on the door, and you hear a hurried shuffling from inside the cabin. And it sounds like many objects are moving around. You guess to hear some sort of wood moving on wood, and then the sound stops.
Clogs. They're wearing clogs.
Who are we expecting to? Who are you looking for? What was on that piece of paper? What are we doing here?
Well, I'm not sure what to expect, but I imagine that in one of these cabins, the what's his name, the chemist, he paid for a cabin and some catering, had a meeting, some sort of secret meeting, I'd say, with who knows who about organs. So
should we pretend that we're Ninor?
No, they would have met Ninor. Remember, they had a meeting and a catering.
Are you guys saying this out loud at the door?
It's
Whispering,
quietish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whispering.
But what we can do is we can say that we'll play dumb at first, and then if it doesn't go well, we'll say that we're Ninor's
We've met Nino.
Associates.
Associates, right. We
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
collectively.
We won't
be
say that we are Nino.
Yeah,
I
right.
am Nino. This is Nino. No, we're Nino's
You
associates.
did say
and
play
we've got-
dumb, so I wasn't.
Not at a professional level,
Okay.
just in an amateur level of playing dumb. Okay, so let's give it a go.
Okay.
Hello.
You hear a scuffling from inside, and then a faint woman's voice call out, "Davos!"
Bethan, is that you?
Of course
Davos.
it's me!
Yes.
Davos! What the hell are you doing here?
Bethan! God damn it, Bethan!
You hear more frantic scuffling from inside the cabin.
What's deliveries? Okay,
roll
what the
perception, both
scuffling?
of you.
Does it
Yep.
mean like they're going to open it or?
Roll perception.
Okay. Well, +1. A 4 + 1. I'm rolling. So well.
And I got a 3 minus 1, so it's a 2.
Okay. What are you guys doing all the way out here?
Nino. I'm Nino.
No, you.
It's
He's
associate.
Nino's adopted son. He means Nino Junior.
You hear some more scuffling, and then a sound you can't quite picture. It's the type of sound that when you hear it later on, you'll be like, that sound. But for now, you're not quite sure what that sound is. You're like, there's a lot of scuffling making most of the noise, and then there's the sound behind
Is
it.
it a
So
high pitched thing? Is it a low pitched thing?
Is there a window?
you think if you could quantify your grasp on reality into a number, it would be a low number, like a 5 and a 2 of a perception roll. So you're trying to think about what that is, and you hear another voice cry out, What do you mean, Nino? Like, what you guys at the commercial district? Like, what are you doing here?
This is the place. They know Nino. We've just come out to dot some I's, cross some T's.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, so just piss off.
Okay. And I kick in the door, would you?
I'll gladly kick in the door. He just kicks his boots, puts his boot through the door.
Nice.
This is a bust.
Roll a dexterity throw, both of you.
Saving or normal?
Sure,
just
yeah. Roll
dex.
dexterity saving throw.
It's the same really for
It's
me.
the same for me as well. Oh, not good. It's a 2.
All right.
Did
what's
I roll
Shandor
one?
got?
I
No,
don't
you
think
haven't.
so. There you go.
12.
2 and a 12. Okay, so as soon as Cool Guy's boot hits the old door attached to the equally old wooden cabin, the door just jettisons off its hinges and goes back into the cabin. But as soon as that happens, a big cloud of smoke rushes out in front of you. And that smell or sound that you thought you might have nearly thought about something was smoke and fire, and there is a whole lot of fire inside the cabin, and smoke is now rushing out. You can see that the majority of the cabin is still intact, so a fire would have been lit recently, and you can make out that the inside of the cabin is relatively intact, but there's just heaps of smoke coming out into your face. And for a few precious moments, you struggle to see into the cabin. Roll perception, both of you.
So are you saying there's not that much fire, but there is a lot of smoke? All right, cool.
Correct. Yep.
16 minus 1, 15.
Nice.
1 + 1 for 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Shandor struggles with the smoke. It gets right up in his eyes, up his nose, and he has to kind of cover his gaze and try and focus on the smoke there for a second. Cool Guy's smoked a few fish before.
Fish
And
bodies.
he can see through the passing wafts of smoke, the back door open and shut fast, and a figure bolt into the distance behind the cabin.
Get it, robot! And I think Kuolai's going to run like through the house towards the door, and the robot's going to run around the house towards the back.
All right. You can roll a dexterity saving throw for the cinders and smoke inside this cabin. Robot boosts around the side of the house like an able-bodied, small, corrugated iron creature with no worries.
We've got a 17.
Yeah, you managed to dart through the house. You don't stand on fire because why would you do that? And you nimbly get through. There's a couple of bouts of smoke that lap into your face, but you manage to time them out with a good exhale, and you make it through to the other side of the cabin.
He's thinking, play dumb, but not professionally. He's making sure he's not breathing it in. Don't stand on the fire. Like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, the playing dumb part is over. Play smart. As I cough at the door.
Nice.
All right, you're still at the door?
Well, I can't see. I don't know. I thought I'd gone.
You've seen Cooler Guy run into the house.
Yeah.
You've seen Robot go around the house, but
Yes.
you haven't seen or heard the other side of the house.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow Robot.
Cool. All right. So you all appear on the other side of the house, and you see at this stage now what looks to be like the back of Bethan running off.
Bethan?
It's Bethan.
Bloody knew
You recognize that ponytail hairdo anywhere, and she is gapping it out into the wilderness, further from town. She's about 60 feet in front of you at the moment, and as she's running, you can see her move her hands in an unconventional way, and then back to normal running again.
Naruto. Is she running with the arms to her side?
Yeah.
That's how you dash in D&D, right? You got to do that.
Kuolai drops to one knee, reaches for the crossbow on his back, sights up her legs, and fires.
What the fuck?
All right, roll to hit.
Oh, it's just a 5.
With a 5, your projectile zoops past and embeds itself menacingly in the dirt, but not close enough for Bethan to notice as she's focused on getting out of there as quick as she can.
I'm going to be running and I'm going to point my finger at Bethan. And I'm going to cast the cantrip message into her mind. And I'm going to say, Bethan, stop running. You'll be safe. That was just a warning shot. Now stop. And let's just talk this out.
Can she reply with message?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Bethan screams, "Pass out of my mind!"
No, I'm not leaving. Okay, so I'm here now. So I'll just stop running. And you can't escape. So let's just talk.
And he's Kuolai is sighting up for another. How far away is she now?
She's about 90 feet from you now.
Easy. Takes another shot. Shoot.
Yeah.
Total of 8.
All right. This time it gets close enough for Bethan to know that you're shooting at her. Roll initiative.
Bethan, that was another warning shot. Now,
Yeah.
how many more warning shots do you want?
All right. And as that message rattles into her brain, you can see her pivot on the spot and roll an 11.
Okay. Well, Kuolai rolled a
She pulls
20.
out a dice.
Oh, nice. Okay, and Shandor, what have you got?
18, I think.
Nice. Okay. Let's write that down so I remember what the hell. So, Cool Guy, Shandor, Bethan. All right. Cool Guy. You can see that Bethan has just received a message from Shandor in her mind, and she's pivoted on the spot, and she's now staring at both of you. You're about 90 feet apart at this stage. Over to you.
He's just gonna like get up off his knee, just getting back into a standing position, and just slowly. He's not gonna dash or anything. He's just gonna move his 30 feet towards her, so he's closing the distance. And he's just gonna ready. He's just got his crossbow held out in front of him, and he's any sign of any kind of like running away or attacking. He's gonna pull that trigger on the crossbow. Like he's the whole 30 feet. He's like just staring at it, loading up the next crossbow bolt, and pointing it to, and he's just ready to fire. And I think Robert is just gonna move with Kuolai at Kuolai's side.
Cool. All right, Shandor, over to you.
Okay, I'm going to be puffing and panting as I'm running. I'm going to go like, Kuolai, don't murder her. She's our only... she's our only lead. If we don't get to question her, where will we go?
I was just aiming for the legs, don't worry.
I cast Grease.
What's the range on Greece, or what's
60
the target?
feet.
Okay, yeah.
Be
and yeah, do it.
Mm-hmm. It's a 10-foot square. Did it pop up then? Grease. Yeah. So she has to make a dex saving throw of 12.
Okay.
Or fall prone.
And if she fails, she goes woo 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 woo, and makes.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah. You can describe how that happens, and she has failed her roll.
Oh, okay. So she starts like slipping and sliding, and then her feet start moving like Sonic the Hedgehog, but she's not going anywhere until she just does a full 360 in the air and then lands in this magical grease.
Yeah.
In the middle of the grass, I suppose.
Kuolai is losing it. He thinks that's hilarious.
Pin her down.
All right. Is this message to Bethan, or is that just you talking to Cool Guy?
I'm yelling to Kuolai.
Okay. Cool.
As I run to try and reach them both.
So you both moved 30 feet, right?
I think so.
I moved 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Bethan slops around in the grease at her feet and tries to regain her footing. And if it's just not prone, she just uses half her movement and stands up again.
Is it not all of her movement?
The grease? You're telling me the grease story?
Yeah, getting up from prone.
To get up from prone. Is it?
Yeah, it's half movement, yeah.
Cool. All right, she stands up and uses some of her action to slop the grease off her. And then you realize she's not actually doing a big slop moving. She's moving her arms in a strange way. And you can see her mouth muttering something. If you want to trigger a shot, you can totally trigger a shot. Cooler Guy. It doesn't look like she's happy about what she's trying to do.
He's not gonna shoot while her arms are doing strange things, but the moment anything out of the ordinary happens, like he's watching those arm movements. If anything magical pops up, that shot's going.
Okay. So she finishes her arm movement. She finishes muttering something from her mouth. And then pillars of stone start to erupt out of the ground around her.
The moment there's like any kind of movement in the grass, the shot's going.
Take your shot.
And it's just aiming for like legs or something. God damn. It's a total of 5.
All right. So as soon as those stones start to surface, busting up through the grass, this bolt sails through the air and impacts into the dirt near her feet. And you start to see more and more of these stones bursting up out of the ground. And they look to be sort of irregular but circle in shape. And you can imagine Bethan standing in the middle with a bit of a ripple in the ground around her as the dirt seems to be somehow affected directly near her feet. And you've got 4 pillars and an irregularity in the grass connecting these 4 pillars around her. And that's Bethan's turn.
Okay.
Back to you, Cooler.
He's going to look to Shandor, and he's a little confused. he doesn't want to like just sprint in and not have anything to do. So he's just going to move. He's going to continue moving forward, and he's just going to move his 30 feet, take another shot with that crossbow.
Cool. Roll attack.
She's definitely doing some shit.
11 plus 2 is 13.
All right. So with a 13, you make a hit, and it sails through the air, and you want to impact into her leg.
Just
yeah?
into one of her legs, yeah.
Into one of her legs. So her left thigh,
Sure.
the meatiest part of her thigh, jams straight in there. It's not like directly into the bone, just off to the side where the meaty part is.
Yeah.
And you can see that really isn't what she would have preferred happen.
And it's a total of
eight
8 piercing damage. That's like a perfect
8
hit.
piercing damage. A fountain of blood sprays out the back of her thigh. And
we're not looking to kill her. Like, if I can miss an artery, that would be ideal.
Okay.
That's a trick shot.
Okay, so blood sprays out everywhere, but the bolt manages to lodge itself in her leg meat, and the blood stops flowing. It's stuck in her leg. She's suffered a bunch of damage, but she's not going to perish from that hit.
Actually, I don't even think you can say that with range shot. I think it's only melee shots you can do with, like, no... not trying to kill. I can't remember.
You got to put a cork on the end as you're running.
Yeah.
Put a cork on the end of your bolt.
Yeah, all good. She's not going to die.
Okay.
She's severely wounded, and she's just taking that damage. She's struggling to stand. Anything from Roberto?
Robert is just beep, 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 and sort of like rattling along beside good shot as it like rattles along beside Kuolai.
Yeah, no worries. So you're both within 30 feet now with the end of your turn.
By the way, we just got rated by Ticking Time Bob Gaming. Thank you so much. Party of 28 that's joined us. Thank you so much. Say hi, everybody. We're just doing this no prep D&D thanks to Reece, which is going incredibly well. It's awesome. Sorry, carry on. So Robert is he's just going to spend his turn complimenting Kuolai.
No worries. Shandor,
is that why you bring him along? As moves are just to tell you how good you are. Well, that's worthwhile. Yeah. I want one. Okay, well, I'm going to keep running, and I'm going to cast... I'm going to look around me as I'm running across the field and try and find like a rock or something like that weighs between 1 and 5 pounds. And then I'm going to cast the first level spell, Catapult.
Nice.
Yeah, so that flings the rock up to 60 feet or 90 feet.
Cool.
And it will smash into them. Oh, they have to make a dex saving throw of 12.
Okay.
I don't know if being on grease is... Oh, did they end their turn on the grease?
Yeah,
because then they have to
did.
roll again.
Okay. So once for the grease, once for the saving throw, and they fail miserably on both. So they've taken that crossbow shot to their leg, they've slipped over prone again, and at the same time your projectile hits its target.
Oh, okay. It takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
3d8. Okay.
Yeah, but non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Okay.
Talk
Yeah.
on it.
All right. So she's taken. She sees this projectile launching towards her at horrendous speed, and she tries to sort of dodge. She realizes she's put weight on her injured leg, and then slips, and then she starts to tumble backwards as the projectile hits the back of her head, and she lands into the ground. And you see her stop moving very quickly.
Okay.
I'll message. Sorry, Bethan.
All right. It's now would have been conscious Bethan's turn. It's now unconscious Bethan's turn, and you see that those stone circles which have erupted up out of the ground, they're starting to vibrate and oscillate. You can see small bits of stone splinter off them and land towards the base of them like a sand flowing down, and they're moving in a way that looks super unnatural. And that's the end of unconscious Bethan's turn.
I may Earth Ganassi. Have I seen any earthy stuff like this before with rocks?
There is
Also,
a
a wizard.
meld with stone earth Ganassi ability, right? I remember that from
Is
the
there?
day. Roll a d20, and you can use that as advantage for history on stonage.
2.
2. All right, now roll history.
Which I have a +2 on history as well. So
Yeah,
a 1
add that on.
+2
Oh, brilliant.
+2.
Okay,
Nice.
so you remember one festive evening from your childhood, all the adults talking about rocks, and you're like, yeah, rocks are great. And that's it.
That's what you remember.
That's what you remember.
Ah, rocks. Hey, I know these things. Cool guy. They're rocks.
All right, we don't have to play dumb
She's-
anymore.
She stacked them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kuolai is just because I'm assuming back to Kuolai's turn.
Yep, back to Kuolai's turn.
He's moving forward that last 30 feet. As he crossing, as he gets closer to one of these pillars, what is he seeing with the ground and the pillars at this point? Does the
Right.
ground look stable?
You can use your action to like assess the situation. If you really want a whole detailed vibe of what's going on, you could set up a reaction. So if something happens, you'd be better prepared. If you just want to look at it while you're walking along, I can give you the brief description.
Robert is going to analyze this scenario for Kuolai.
Analyzing.
So
do that?
he
Analyzing.
sees the
Analyzing.
beep, 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 like a dot matrix printer with a recorder coming out, right?
There's like a little printout that comes out the back.
With those
Yeah.
perforated circles on the sides of the page.
Yeah. Kuolai just tears it off to read like whatever has
Yeah.
just been printed out.
Unknown.
So with those pillars of stone, it looks very unnatural. Certainly the fact that they're all balanced on top of each other, the shape of them look like they've been etched with something that doesn't look physical. So there's a magical element that you can see happening there. And the grass surrounding, on the inside of the circle, between these pillars is oscillating like something is occurring underneath the ground.
Yeah, okay.
And so Robert knows something is definitely happening. He isn't familiar with this particular scenario himself.
Okay, he grabs... You can tell me if this is too much to do or not. But he's going to stand on the border of that sort of the uneven ground. And he's just going to quickly like tie a bit of rope to the crossbow bolt that's sitting in his crossbow. And he's just going to sight up again the leg of her. Trying not to kill her, but to try and just puncture through in the hopes that he can like pull her out of this area. So obviously that might be too much to do all of that in one action, but he wants to at least tie and shoot.
Okay. Cool guy is looking at Bethan before he runs this plan through his mind, and she hasn't moved a touch in the period of time that you've taken to move that 30 feet. So just so you got that information.
Okay.
All right. Feel free to roll to hit if you want to do that. You can totally tie the rope to the bolt.
The other
loose
option
it.
is to just like he's just gonna like sprint through because there's 30 feet from where he was to Bethan. If he can just like sprint, grab, and like roll them out of this area, that would be the next thing.
Welcome to try. Oh, I finally said that.
yeah.
But which one are you going with? Rope crossbow plan, sprinting cooler guy plan?
No, let's I think the heroic way is probably not going to work. We're gonna fire that crossbow bolt one more time. Shoot.
Are you not going to do it the heroic way? I thought you said the heroic way is
I said it's not the right way. It's not the right
Isn't
way.
it?
And he just fires the crossbow bolt shunk into the dirt next to her.
Nice. Unconscious Bethan doesn't care, and it's that bolt's in the dirt.
But does the bolt move in any kind of weird way?
It's embedded into the dirt, and now that you're looking at where your bolt landed, you can see that it's if it was stuck into dirt that was moving around in a weird way. So,
But it's not sinking in or anything?
It's not sinking in. It's consistent with other objects on the ground nearby. So like her body and that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Shandor.
The ground's safe. The ground's safe.
Good. I finally catch up. I'm gonna. Good idea. You've tested the ground.
That was the plan.
I'm going to run in there and I'm going to grab her.
Use the rope. Again, part of the plan.
Yes. Okay. I'll run in there. I'll grab where the rope is attached around the thing and tie it around her foot. And then I'm going to say pull, and I'll start pulling and walking back out.
Perfect.
Okay. So is your action to spend that whole time making like a really awesome knot, or are you just going to whip it around and then run away? What's your...
My action is to make a decent knot that will survive pulling.
Okay.
Not as good as arrow through flesh, which was famously good.
Okay.
No, I get you what you were going for.
You can roll something for how good your knot is. You can choose
okay.
anything you think is relevant.
Um,
Intelligence, maybe, or like...
Yeah. Investigation. Yeah, intelligence. Let's do that.
Yeah, there we go.
I promise I'm still here. Something's happened with my cam.
8 plus 4 for 12.
Cool. All right, with a 12, you've tied knots before. Shandor knows what's up. Bethan isn't fighting back at all. You pick up her limp leg, tie the knot around. You do a bow line, which you remember hearing about in high school. It's a pretty good knot. And you can be confident that that's affixed quite securely.
Okay, I'm going to run back the way I came. I don't know how far I can get.
And are you going to drag her with you?
Yeah.
All right, roll strength.
Got a 0 for strength. What do I get? 20.
Ho ho! All right, so
Pull her leg off.
With a 20, you manage to time it with the undulations of the ground, so that it's like she's always floating downhill slightly. That you can pull her along.
Oh, like on a wave.
You got it. Yeah. And you manage to pull her a good distance out of that circle with all of the different pillars. You've moved her 20 feet out from the center, and you're about 5 feet. Her body is about 5 feet inside the circle. But you've taken her a good distance.
Well, that's good.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Unconscious Bethan's turn. The rocks start to vibrate uncontrollably again, and then they start crumbling down off their formation, and they just land on the ground all in a sort of a haphazard, chaotic pile. But at the same time as the last one lands, the dirt shoots up like an eruption. Big clods of grass fly out everywhere, and you see an enormous creature bust up out of the dirt. And from the descriptions,
you just draw that just then.
From the descriptions earlier, you can imagine this is the Riftborn, which the council had warned you of.
Oh,
so
no.
there's an otherworldly creature. It has a bunch of skulls on its chest as armor. It's holding a brazier, which is burning in a natural flame. It has a sweet axe thing.
It's burning.
It has some
brazier.
Weird appendages that seem to be coming out the back of its shoulders. It's got 4 legs, 2 large biceptal legs at the back and some little stubbier ones at the back. And
legs.
It then brings its brazier close to its mouth and blows. And you can both roll dexterity saving throws.
Jeez.
The bee was for Bethan! The bee was for Bethan! As this thing starts like crumbling out of the ground.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what's happened with my camera. I can't get it working.
What
It's
am I
my turn,
rolling?
not
Dex.
the camera working this time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dex
we all got
saving
to
throw.
take turns. A 6.
Ooh. How's Cool Guy's saving throw going?
Sorry, it's a roll day 17.
All right. And I'll just roll.
I'll stop fiddling with my camera. It is well, it's not working, but I am still here.
It's your virtual camera, maybe, is it?
No, it's the camera. It's saying it's on, but it ain't doing anything.
It lies.
It lies.
Nice. Alrighty. All right. So, as this creature brings forth its brazier to its mouth and pushes its breath, the flame bursts out in a natural vigor, and you are both singed with some unearthly fire damage.
God damn it.
14 damage for Mr. Shandor, and half that for Kuolai. As the flame washes over you, you hear it roar in an unearthly tongue. You don't make out what it says, but it doesn't sound to be happy with you. And that is the end of the Riftborn's turn.
And as
good.
that flame like pours out over Kuolai, just his skin, you've seen this before, just washes over with a stone's endurance as the flame hits, repelling all of that damage.
Do you take 1 damage?
Not a single damage.
What? What kind of character have you got? I just took 14 damage and I've got 4 left.
Well, stone's endurance just reduced 14 damage.
Well,
Nice.
that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel the heat just a little bit as the stone fades from
Nah,
your skin.
don't feel a thing. Nothing.
Not enough to hurt you, but you knew there was fire somewhere nearby.
Is there fire? Wait, it looks like fire,
Yeah.
but completely cold.
Kuolai, back to you.
Oh, he's okay. So this thing is standing in the middle of this circle, yeah?
Correct. Yeah. So where those stone pillars were, it's standing with its ankles in like a little bit of dirt, and all the stones and dirt have sort of flown out around where it was.
Okay. I'm just having a quick look at what I can have. So he's how far away? Because we're right on the edge of the thing, right? So is it about 30? Is he 30 feet away? Sorry.
He takes up about 10 feet in area. So he's a large boy. So if you're measuring from you to the closest point, that can be maybe 15 feet.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a little bit of an idea. Man. Kuolai is sort of a little lost for words as this thing appears up out of the ground. And out of fear, out of instinct, he just raises that crossbow and shoots one. It's a total of 21.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
For a total of 1 damage. 1 piercing damage.
All right. So the bolt sails through the air and embeds itself in one of the skulls in the chest armor of this Riftborn. And you can't tell if he felt it or not.
Yeah.
Did you know that he appears on that grease?
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking to Cooler Guy?
Yeah.
If you're asking the DM when all the dirt blew up out of everywhere,
The magic grease.
Tell me about magic grease.
It's not grease. It's just magic grease. It's like
Magic
a
grease.
10-foot grease area.
Yeah.
Would it move when what it was sitting on moves?
I don't think so. It would like it just you
Stays where it is.
can't get rid of it.
It's not a
It's
physical...
just an area where grease is like forming.
Okay.
You couldn't get like a shovel and scoop the grease away. It's there. It's an area.
Yeah, it's bit of pork rind or butter is its material ingredient. So
Okay. So as the dirt has exploded, there has been some unclarity as to where the grease is and amongst all this dirt flying around. But by next turn, you can see that it's coagulated back to where it was.
Okay, all right. That's very generous of you. In fact, I would have just got rid of it. Well, is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn, Shandor.
Oh, okay. I am going to run like the Dickens away from it, and I'm gonna doing the same thing. I was looking for a large rock, like a 5-pound rock, and I'm going to point at it with my finger and then fling it at the thing, casting catapult.
Fling away.
And it does a Dex saving throw of 12.
Okay.
Takes 3d8 if it does.
Oh, it's a fail. roll damage.
Oh, is it fail?
Yep.
I like that. 3d8. What did I get? 5, a 7, and a 6.
Oh, wait. That's
18
nice damage.
damages.
So this projectile zooms like it's really honking. If there was a speed camera, it would beep as it zooms past. And you see that projectile smash into one of his armored pauldrons with a whole bunch of spikes, and it shatters off some of the spikes, and it pushes the torso of the creature, the back of it, and you can see, there is some liquid starting to seep out from underneath his pauldron, and he roars, and you can see a bunch more fangs in the back of his throat as he does so.
I forgot Robot, by the way. What
Robot felt forgotten.
What? Beep boop. What Robot is wanting to do is to hopefully stealthily just make its way sort of around and behind some of these this with all the distraction, if he can stealth in behind this guy or not.
Roll stealth.
I think he probably just uses a straight D20
roll
modifier for that.
Roll disadvantage because he's like metal and it's daylight and there's nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, that's
Oh, is he
fair.
made of metal, is he?
Yeah.
Corrugated iron, yeah. 11.
Oh, I thought you meant the big creature.
No,
Sorry.
the big creature is an organic creature with armor and stuff on. Roberto is metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 11?
11, yeah.
11. Okay. You aren't sure if the creature is ignoring Roberto or he didn't see him.
Okay.
Or what.
Okay.
Anything else?
No. So Robert just positions himself sort of behind.
Cool. All right. It is now the Riftborn's turn. And we'll just roll a dice. Okay. All right. So at this point, the Riftborn looks over at Shandor, looks over at Kuolai, looks over at Roberto, and you can see he's got his brazier and his axe in his hand, and he ends up leaving his gaze on Roberto, and then swings his giant axe.
Uh-oh.
And we're gonna roll. Oh,
Wonderful
what's your AC
rolling.
of Roberto?
Well, you tell me what you rolled, and I'll let you know if it hit.
Okay.
20. I rolled a 20. There.
A total of 16.
24.
Yeah. He's got 15.
Okay. And let me roll some damage. Oh, that's weird. I can only roll 100 dice at a time.
Shit.
All right. So this giant axe is lifted up and just swung through the air quicker than you think should happen for a creature of that size and an axe that big. And Roberto takes 19 slashing damage.
Just shattering Robot into pieces. Just like the axe just cleaves through and just passes straight through, and the bits of iron and stuff and whatever printer paper that was inside him just goes everywhere. And Kuolai goes, Robot, no! I'll make another one, it's fine.
Does Robert make a sound as he explodes?
Just the sound of metal on metal landing everywhere.
No,
Can we get a beat? A final beat?
Beep.
Go.
As his head flies across the horizon and off the cliff.
And with that, the Riftborn moves his brazier underneath his axe and starts to stomp towards you too. So you can see that he's heating his axe up. Over to you,
Did
Kuolai.
he slip?
Oh, yes. He totally forgot to do that. I will roll that. What do I need to roll? Saving throw.
Dex saving throw of 12, I think.
Okay. Oh, he fails.
Hey!
With his intimidating, he's heating up his axe. His front 2 feet just go slip, slip, and he sort of lands with the front half of himself prone. His back little stubby legs still higher than they should be. So his whole torso is lower to the ground.
Grease is the ultimate spell.
Yeah, grease rules.
Yeah,
Grease is the word.
grease lightning.
Okay.
Cool guy, over to you.
Yeah, he's like looking at his crossbow and really feeling like he's not as ready for this fight as he thought he would be. And you can cause grief or leap from the table. Oh no, that's only okay. Well, that's useless. This spell, so I'm not going to use that. I think he's just going to try and get some distance. He's going to back off to where Shandor is, and let loose with the crossbow bolt.
Roll to hit.
Total of 16.
Yeah, that's a hit. Roll damage.
And damage of 3.
All right, so the bolt sails through the air, smashes into this Riftborn's armor, and you can imagine there is a bunch of bruising and contusions underneath there. You can't see it. It doesn't look great. Anything else?
Well, not now. Robert's gone.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, poor robot. Piece of shit. Okay. Shandor, over to you.
Okay, I'm still running away in a panicked state.
Are you dashing or?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just running my normal speed. And I turn around, point my finger at the fucking thing, and you hear a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, and it erupts from 60 feet away, whatever, where that creature is.
Yeah.
And it must do a Constitution saving throw. Oh, by the way, I've cast second level spell Shatter.
Nice. Okay. Con
save, but because it is a creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal, it has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Nice. Okay. And what do I have to be?
12 con, I think.
Oh, okay. So 15 and a 9.
Oh, phew, that was lucky. So that's 3d8. So it
Roll
would be
it.
48 for the other one if I cast Catapult at level 2. But this is good because it has advantage against
Nice.
it. 3, 7, and a 1 for 11.
11 damage. So
It's
it's
thunder damage.
Thunder
Nice.
damage. Okay. So that ripples across the creature, and you can see different parts of it that are inorganic versus organic start to buckle and break, and more of this liquid seems to be seeping out from under its armor, and you can see bits that should stay on the inside appear where chunks of its stoned armor has broken loose, and it again makes a guttural roar in your direction, Shandor. Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything. Just wanna. Can I hide behind a rock or anything? Yes.
Roll a d20.
Okay. 4.
4. All right,
4
so
rocks
your
are
eyes
available.
dart around, and you see a 4-foot rock 4 feet from you.
Imagine if you brought 20.
Yeah.
So it's not very large.
Too many to choose from.
You're welcome to duck behind that if you choose.
Why not?
All right, and you do just that. The Riftborn creature spends half its movement getting up off the grease and out of the dirt clodded area where it burst into this realm, and makes a beeline for both of you, just stomping and galloping like this thing really honks, and then
It's
it
lost
honks
half of its
literally
emotion.
and figuratively.
Oh, honking.
Oh, it's honking.
It's honking, yeah. Like
So
a
it
moose
goes-
that you set on fire at nighttime. It's really not happy with the whole scenario.
Okay.
And-
Don't set fire to moose at night.
It's rude. It's really rude. And it lifts its brassiere up in front of itself again and flames lash out over the pair of you.
Stone Golem's gone wild.
You can roll a Dex saving throw,
Who's this for? Sorry.
both of you.
Oh shit.
A dex saving throw, was it?
Dex, yep.
I'm so fucked.
15.
15,
12.
15, and a 12. Alright. Where is my thing?
Or do I get any sort of advantage from my 4-foot rock?
That's a pretty big rock. It's a decent
I'm only
rock.
1 foot.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Alright.
Yeah.
You
Very small.
you both
Ganassi.
a pebble ganassi.
I can turn into a rock, I suppose. Is that part of it?
There is a ganassi thing that you can do something with rocks. But it's
Rock
not that.
fucker.
Yeah. All right, you both take half damage for this one and take 7 flame damage.
Half of 7.
That is the half.
Oh.
Fuck, well, I'm dead then.
Oh,
You're
really?
dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good because I don't think we've been given any kind of healing items.
No.
So that's.
Yeah.
And how about you, cool guy? What do you got?
I've still got plenty of hit points left. How does this?
Just kill it.
How's this creature looking?
Fuck.
You can see that there's liquid oozing out from underneath its armor.
There's
It still
busy.
seems to be moving as if it's at battle capacity. You can spend a bonus action for more info if you want.
A bonus action. I'll spend a bonus action for more info.
All right. So, in the fray of battle, your eyes dart over the creature, and you sort of look at its different injuries which it's
Analyzing.
obtained. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see
its
a
weak
couple of
point.
puncture wounds from your crossbow, and you can see the impact from the shatter and the catapult to its shoulder. And you can ascertain from all the different creatures you've fought in your day that he's still got a lot of tank in the gas, or a gas in the tank, whichever you want to roll it. He's certainly suffered some permanent injuries, but he'll still be able to battle as if at peak performance.
Can't they always, though? Until they're dead?
Yeah.
If you were a dude with both of your legs cut off at your knees, you could probably not
Okay,
fight
yeah,
very
that's
well.
true.
So he's
But in
definitely
D&D
taken a bunch of damage. He's injured.
Kuolai is like looking back towards Shandor, back up at the creature, and Shandor's unconscious.
Yep.
Like in a
Just
dying
blissful.
state. Oh, okay.
Yes. Blissfully dying. That's fine. Just go.
Yeah. He's just gonna reach down and grab a dagger off each side. So he's got a dagger in each hand, and he's just gonna go, and just run up and just start to try and like puncture, just try and distract it from Shandor, like I'm the target kind of thing. And he's just gonna try and like stab. So he's using his two weapon fighting here.
Cool. So that's like -1 to hit, right?
The first one is a 9. He's going to keep missing no matter what anyway. 9 and 16.
All right. So your daggers fly through the air, and as this creature is also running towards you, first strike misses. The second strike impacts into his front leg. Roll damage.
Oh, we're doing good. 5 damage.
5 damage. So in the front of his legs there, you can see some sort of armor on the front of his legs, and it pierces straight into that, and it goes in further than you'd imagine that armor is, and you can imagine that it's gone into his leg behind it.
To the mid-teller.
Yep.
Can you hold that picture up again?
Yep.
Is that a penis? What's that?
This is like a
Oh, don't touch it.
it's like a
Complicated
tabard,
genitals.
like a tabard, you know, like
Oh, okay, yeah.
if you're a knight and you got
yeah, I gotcha.
a little
It's covering
curtain,
it. Yeah,
a dick curtain, yeah, it's one of those.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ah,
So he does
I had
that.
blinds.
Yeah, blinds.
Got rid
All
of the
right.
curtains.
Shandor, roll a death saving throw.
Oh, okay. What is it? It's just a D20, isn't it?
D20.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is there a button for it? I think there is, right?
16.
Yeah. 16. Okay, so
You should just
Shandor's
roll
eyes roll back and
Success.
forth underneath
Oh,
his
there is
lids.
Well, I've just put one success on.
Okay.
Is there a roll thing?
I thought there would be, but I don't know if there is.
It might appear if you've got 0 health. We can get you there pretty quick, cool guy, if you want.
Oh, no, I'm good.
To 0.
Yeah.
I think that probably is what's going to happen.
You can try it
All
out
right.
for yourself in a minute. Okay.
Okay. So, Shandor's eyes dart back and forth underneath his eyelids, and he remains stationary. It is the Riftborn's turn,
Oh, right.
and with Cool Guy right
Kill
at
me.
his base, he's going to drop his brazier, and he's going to drop his axe.
Hot.
And with both of his enormous arms, he's going to grab each of you in his hands.
Well, even me.
Even you as well.
Oh my God.
Cool
This
guy,
guy's relentless.
You can roll a strength saving throw. Shandor, you can roll a death saving throw.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an 8.
An 8. All right.
A 3.
Oh, okay. So he picks up both of your bodies in his hands and he squeezes. So
Toothpaste.
cooler guy, you can have some free damage. You can have 12 crushing damage. And
As an Earth Ganassi, I actually heal from.
oh
squeezing.
shit!
Amazing.
Gain 1 HP. But then the thumb, it was just a little bit stuck, flicks in and gets rid of that 1 HP for you.
Oh, fuck.
No problem.
So do I get a failure? Failure.
So you're at two death save, 2 saving throw fails. And how's your HP?
Oh, really?
and
That's
cooler guy?
2 fails.
Oh,
Oh, no,
And
no.
a squeeze.
You've got 2 total.
Oh, okay. All right. So 1 fail, 1 success.
Yeah.
Uh,
2.
we're at, what,
Yeah.
2 fails? Why is he got 2 fails? What's going on?
I got 1 fail and
All
1
right.
success.
Do you want to add another fail? 5 HP left.
5 HP left.
Okay. So, with Shandor lying limp in one hand and Cooler Guy losing enough HP that he's starting to lose a little bit of fighting capacity, Cooler Guy, you can roll perception. Shandor, don't roll anything.
Okay.
It's a 15.
Total
Total 15.
1d0.
A total of 15. So with that last squeeze around you, it really hurt, and you might have some internal injuries, a bunch.
Definitely.
But what you notice is there's now a residue on this Riftborn's hands. And
that was because I was
it's
erect. I'm sorry about that.
accurate. And it's the same residue that got covered both of you from Ninor's toxic clap in the warehouse. You had suffered damage from that, but it retained on you despite you ignoring it and not knowing that it was there. And that has had a really intense reaction with this creature's hands. Roll a d20, both of you.
If only that was before it squeezed me. That'd be great. That's all right. D20?
Yeah, d20 from both of you.
A 9.
An 11.
9 and an 11. Okay, so
Shandor's dead, so there's
so
third fail.
Well, dude.
9 fingers detonate off the hand that is holding Shandor, and there is a ripple of a chemical reaction rippling up the arm that was holding Shandor. 11 fingers blast off the hand that is holding Cooler Guy, and again ripples up the other arm even quicker on this Riftborn's arms, and he starts screaming.
What a grip.
And he tries to use his arms to kind of stop this chemical reaction, but it reaches up further into his shoulders and his chest, and then he just liquefies in a shower of chemical and otherworldly goop, and he suffers 2 damage.
He is still alive. He's just angrier.
Yeah. Yeah, and he is no more.
Oh,
So-
yes.
Current state of things is Kuolai is severely injured, Shandor is unconscious, and you're in a big pile of muck. Bethan's unconscious as well, under the dirt and muck in there somewhere. And
She
one
got a
might
rope
think,
attached to her, though.
she does.
Pull her out.
Yeah, still got that arrow in her thigh. And one might think, doom, 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 that no one's done any prep for D&D.
Yay!
Hey.
And
You do know
he
he's
did
going to take. Kuolai's definitely going to think he caused that win. I did it! Shandor, I did
Wait.
it!
Well, as far as I know, you did.
Yeah.
You killed it, one on one.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty furious at Bethan.
Bethan, hey?
I can't stay mad at Bethan.
She did a lot of cleaning for you
That
guys.
is true. That was awesome, Reece. That was awesome again.
Yes.
You're welcome, gentlemen. You're welcome.
But you didn't draw. You did some prep, didn't you? You drew that.
I dialed 5 minutes in early. That's not a sentence. And I drew the rift ball
Nice.
while I was waiting for you guys to connect.
That's so good.
To be fair, it's you'd already decided what it looked like from the last session or two, so it's not cheating.
We did have the jank born from previous sessions. So that was
yeah.
Well, that's
the
what I
one
was
that was kind
expecting.
of brought in into that plane of existence in a more tangible way.
So what
got
was
it.
the
I've got it.
what did the roll of the 3 get us?
Oh yeah, so for those of you who don't know, every session I ask ChatGPT to generate some random encounters, and I roll a physical d6, and I pick from one of the 6 encounters that it generates, and I try and weave that into the story somewhere. And today we got the Weeping Wall of Shifting Emotions. It talks about a bunch of stuff, and I weaved that into the chemical mixtures
that was
that
great.
Kuolai clapped, which elevated the spectrum of emotions.
Yeah, that was awesome. I like that.
That's
That was
how we snuck that in.
that was fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
By the way, just because there's been no prep, I've totally been using my little robot completely wrong. Which so that's fine. He's dead now. That's okay. The next one will be much worse. As in way less able to do things. So
Less
that's-
That was
performance.
quite good,
No
wasn't he? Like punching people's ankles off. And...
Yeah.
he can totally do all of those moves, but
Just more ineffectively.
Once a year.
there was like very specific rules, features, and traits. Where is it? Steel Defender. It obeys your commands. In combat, the Steel Defender shares your initiative count. Got that bit right. But it takes turn immediately after yours. Got that bit right. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action.
Awesome.
If you expend your bonus action, then it can take an action of its own.
Okay.
But to be fair, I never used any bonus actions throughout, so it's still kind of works.
That's fine.
Yeah, so it still works
So you use your bonus action to give it an action.
to give it an action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you don't get 2
I
characters.
I accidentally did it right then, I guess. But
Nice.
accidentally. He had 18 hit points, and you like hit him with 19, and that was it. Just gone.
Nice.
So now I have to tinker and make a new one at some point. Another robot 2.0.
You might not survive. Who knows?
That is true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Look on the right side.
yeah.
We might not get to see him.
That was awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Do you want some news or not? So at the start of the next session, I can tell you a thing, or I can tell you a thing now.
I always like things now.
All right. How about you? How about you, Shandor?
Yeah. I probably won't remember because
All right. So it's weird, but this particular chemical landed on you guys, and that otherworldly stuff all mixed together, blowing up the guy, leveled you both up.
Oh, okay.
So you're now level 4.
Hey, that's awesome. We can do that at the start of the next.
Yeah.
next
So
one.
feel free to prep for no
No
prep.
prep.
if you want to.
We'll have
No
to do
prep.
that. We'll just do that live like we normally do with levels. Doesn't take too long.
okay, yeah.
Also, we have in 6 days, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. We have our Christmas special, which is going to be incredibly cool. I don't think we did a Christmas special last year, but we've done them for the last
Didn't we?
4 years before that.
We didn't do one.
Wait, did we? I don't remember now.
Must have.
We had
I'm
to.
sure
have.
we did.
We must have. But we do them every year. This year, we're getting everybody back from our Curse of Strahd playthrough, as well as Reece is bringing back Sig from our Lost Mine of Phandelver playthrough. And we're having a very Barovian Christmas. It's going to be... I'm very excited about it. It's going to be very good because they're all level 15, so it's going to be very high-powered characters coming back for a big... I was going to say a fight, but that spoils that there's going to be an encounter. So maybe you're fighting the potency of the coffee at the local Barovian cafe. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just very windy in Barovia, and just you have to roll really well to
fighting off a cold. Everyone has a cold.
Maybe everyone's got Barovian flu. But so we've already played Strahd. We've already done that whole campaign, but they're all going to be brought back to Barovia for something that I'm very excited. I've got some cool ideas that I'm very excited. Some returning NPCs, some new NPCs. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be very Christmassy, which is awesome.
Okay.
So that's going to be not our usual time. It's going to be... So I can only give you New Zealand time, but it's going to be 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. New Zealand time Sunday. And then we're going to stop for about a break for about an hour. And then we'll be back at 8 o'clock until we finish.
But are we going to be chewing into the microphone for that hour break?
I think we'll just turn off. We'll stop the stream and we'll come back in an hour.
Oh, okay.
And maybe
I'll record my chewing if you like.
Yeah, and then when we get back, you can play it back for us.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
At half speed.
What you could do is if you could just take like a 30-second video of yourself eating, we can turn it into a loop and we'll just play that for the hour that we're gone.
Oh, like the same sort of zoom in as I started this session with?
Yeah. Just 30 seconds of that. That'd be
just out of focus.
Maybe 5 seconds though, because then you get more iterations of the loop.
That is true.
Oh yeah.
Or
just one chomp.
We could make individually. We can make one chomp each, and then I'll put it into a playlist, and it just will randomly choose one of them. And it'll just
slice them all together
from everybody taking one for an hour.
And we'll play that for 4 hours.
That's the Christmas special. It's a true Christmas special.
That's what Christmas is all about.
It is. It's all about the meal, eating. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if that means next Monday we'll have a no prep or not, and then the Monday after that is literally Christmas. So we'll figure out what we're doing because I'm always down for another bit of D&D if people have time for it. So
on Christmas Day,
look, I'm not going anywhere.
You probably would.
So yeah, I could do that. Serpentine Muse says Crunchmas. I like Crunchmas. We could do that. We have Christmas and then Crunchmas for an hour.
Just eating celery.
And then Christmas. Oh, celery. Yeah. Does anyone like like non-cooked, like raw celery?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Some peanut butter on there.
Eating it though.
Oh no! Heck no!
It smells amazing. It smells because we
like
feed.
To look at it.
We feed our rabbit a bunch of celery, and it smells amazing. And I'm always like, oh man, it smells so good, and the rabbit makes it look so good. And then
fresh.
Have a quick bite. Nah, terrible.
It's expensive. Feed it to your cat. I mean, your rabbit.
Definitely not the cat.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Reece. That was wonderful.
That was
man.
Super cool. Looking forward to level 4. If you like what we've done, come chat to us on Discord, which is a quick link. Oh, I don't have the bot. There's a.
They ain't got no butt.
You can find us on YouTube, which has links to our Discord, and you can, which we're getting Dicey everywhere. So come say hi, and if you really like what we do and you want to support us, join our Patreon. We'd love that. And every single cent and dollar that goes into the Patreon comes back in some format via our Sirenscape, our D&D Beyond subscriptions, our Roll20 subscriptions, all of these different things that we buy. And
buying those adventures, you bought like Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, it all goes back into the stream just to make it better for everyone who's watching. We have the maps, we have sounds, and we have everything. It's all good. So support us because that's awesome and we love it and that helps. But we will see you on our Christmas special on Sunday. So it'll be Saturday.
Sunday the what? Is that the
Sunday the 17th?
17th?
New Zealand time, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
4 p.m.
5
New Zealand
p.m.
time.
5 p.m. till 7. 5 till 7.
5 p.m.
And then,
And is that taking into account technical
17
difficulties?
o'clock.
There may be because there's like me and 5 of us for the first time. There's going to be a lot of bits.
Are you going to be
data.
streaming on YouTube as well for that? Because you did sound a bit like a robot sometimes for me.
Oh, did
How
I?
about you, Reece?
Sound fine?
Oh, because it was breaking up. Was it?
Oh, really?
But if
how
it
did
wasn't sound like...
Well, how did it
That's
sound to the
already-
stream? Is anyone in the chat? We were streaming out to Twitch.
can watch
and
it back.
YouTube. I'm not going to watch the whole thing.
You got to watch the
and then
whole
on
thing.
Got to watch it twice, one on each one to make sure
Yeah.
it was fine. How did everything sound
chilling.
okay? Thumbs up in the chat if you're still around.
There's nobody there.
There's no one there. They're all gone. They're all no. I think we've still got. We actually got a decent. Thanks to Ticking Time Bob Gaming bringing some people
That's
in.
very nice.
Oh yeah, no, okay. Smiley fist. Sounded good here, although I only watched the last 45 minutes. GB Kiwi, thank you for watching the last 45 minutes.
Well,
And I'm
if
glad
that
it
worked,
sounded fine, which
yeah.
means it'll work. So I reckon we'll do streaming to Twitch and YouTube next for the Christmas special as well.
Why not?
Thank you, Serpentine Serpentine Muse.
Okay. We'll leave it there.
All right. GB Kiwis, I'm in the UK, so time zones are against me. Yeah, that's a bit rough. But you can get up at 5 in the morning, I guess, on Sunday morning, 5 in the morning. It's a great way to start the last day of your weekend. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. We're going to disappear now, but thanks for watching.
Ciao.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.